you want to talk about self-employed people and borrowing, whether it's for whatever reason, but hopefully it's for an investment property. Now, the lending institutions now are clamping down, and what they're asking for, they're asking to see your last 2 years' tax returns. A lot of self-employed people that I come across haven't done them, and it's something in the past I was guilty of myself. They also want to know, is your BAS up to date? So these things you really need. We can put you in touch with really good accounting firms that can not only help you with that and structure it, but also a lot of businesses aren't told how much it's costing. A lot of them are running at a loss, but they don't know it because money's coming in, money's going out, you're rich one day of the month. So that it's really important that you know your break-even costs. How much does it cost you to operate when you get out of bed Monday morning? How much does it cost you for the week? All of those things, they might sound like simple things, but a lot of people don't have a clue on what their fixed costs are. They think it's all right, and then so that when you go along to the bank and they say, I want this and I want that, and you can't get the loan, it's pretty despondent and disheartening for you. The next thing I want to discuss with you about that is the interest rates. Now, at the moment, the interest rates are running around in the 6%. And that's good, and we just at this stage had another record low, or they've finally decided to take another 0.25% off. Now, that's good. Now, a lot of people will run into that and say, okay, now we can afford, we'll get the house, boom, boom. Just think back a little bit. What about not so long ago when interest rates were in the 8% mark and we had a record number of foreclosures? When we talk to you about that and you say, look, we can afford it now, let's get into it, I like to say, okay, let's see what it's going to cost you. What's the projection if the interest rates go to 8%? Can you still afford it then, or is this going to be an albatross around your neck? We really can't do that. It's really, really important that you understand that we project the interest rates because they came down quickly, but they also went up just as quickly. So we have to be very, very careful. The other thing that's really important is you don't go and fill out an application at 4 different lending institutions and apply for loans and change your mind, because that goes on your credit report and then you won't get finance. So I suggest that you never fill out an application, or you talk to a broker who has a wide range. Remember, lending institutions are flogging their product. And there's nothing wrong with that, and they have excellent products. But also a broker can go across all the major lending institutions, and that's the important point. The other important point is that the broker gives you an NCCP, a qualification. So that's the new ASIC licence. They have to either have their own licence or work under somebody that has a licence, and they will probably ask you to sign a referrer agreement. That's law. Unfortunately, the public don't know that, and they say, oh, I want you to sign this referrer agreement, but you really do that. And if a broker doesn't do that, you shouldn't deal with him because he's not operating legally under the law, and then you really don't have, you don't really want to be in that position. You really need to operate on somebody who can show you their accreditation so that they can go and get what should be the best deal for you. I hope that the information you've just received has given you more questions than answers. And that's what I do. We educate you to make sure that you understand the whole process. After all, it's your money. And by giving you all the education and all the tools, completely free of obligation, I believe that you'll want to do business with us. So why don't you give us a call, pick up the phone, or send us an email, and we'll take care of all of your questions, but completely obligation free.